Hey everyone, it's Hindash. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am here with the beautiful Cynthia, and she is going to be my model for today. And the look that I'm going to be creating on Cynthia is actually a very simple look using minimal products and products that I love and rely on. Also, I'm not feeling too well, so there is no intro for today's video, but there is a video. I'm going to be starting off with a lip balm. This is the Lucas Papaw lip ointment, and I'm adding a very thick layer on the lips because Cynthia is quite dry right now. And I've already done a bit of skin off camera, so we're just going in straight to eyes and color. Next, I'm taking this Auric Smoke Reflect in Bronze Gold. And I'm going to be using the cream part and adding that on the lids, basically as an all-over shimmer and as an eyeshadow base. So taking a flat brush, and I'm going to be applying that all over the center of the lid, and then blending whatever is left towards the corners and a bit on the outer corners. And I'm really just working that in, and then I'm going to be taking a clean fluffy brush and then just working around the edges and buffing things out and blending. And that way you get a really nice seamless finish if you want to just wear this on its own, but I'm going to be going in and shaping the eye a bit more. I'm adding a bit of that base on the lower lash line as well, because what I imagine for this look with Cynthia's hair is just a very kind of deep bronze look that smokes out. So definitely more heavy on the bronze. And repeating the same steps on the other eye. And I've been really enjoying these cream shadows. They are beautiful. They've been in my kit. And I love the topper that's on top of the cream as well, which I'll be using in a bit. It just really creates a very easy kind of one and done eye look. Next, I'm going to be taking my Hindash Cosmetics Beautopsy palette, and of course, I'm going to be dipping into the brown shades first, so a bit of Feel and Tan. So mixing them together to create a shade that's going to blend perfectly on Cynthia's skin tone. And I'm going to be applying that on the outer corner and kind of wiggling that in and blending it in. And the combination of these two colors are really going to blend like a dream, and I'm taking that into the crease just a tiny bit. And you don't need to work much with this. As you can see, you get this really beautiful diffused blend of color. To buff out the edges even more, I'm going to be taking the center color of tan lines, so a bit of that tan and the white, and just buff all around the edges. And that way you're going to create this soft highlight that isn't very stark and white, but it's going to blend that shadow beautifully up into the brow bone. And taking a bit of that on the lower lash line as well, focusing on the outer corners, because we love a diffused shadow. And I'm going to be taking the topper of that cream shadow and applying that on the center of the lid. And I love using my fingers for this. I feel like they grab product better, especially with these kinds of reflect glittery type of products. Fingers work best, trust me. And what's great about using your finger as well is that you can kind of get to feel where the socket is, so you know exactly where to place it. You go in the inner corner and follow the socket and the eyelid. So it's just honestly really, really foolproof. I love it. Next, I'm going to be going in with a chocolate brown pencil, and this is something that I am working on. I am so excited to be kind of sneak peeking all these products that I'm working on. It's not the final packaging, of course. It's just, I have to use it. I mean, I love it. I am very happy with it. So, I should have sharpened this, but, it's good to go. So creating a liner with that, and then I'm going to be taking a brush and blending and buffing everything in. You guys know I love to use a brush after I use a kohl pencil to just really wing it out and smudge that color in and work it into the lash line. And as you can see, this is a really beautiful kind of very warm, deep chocolate that's just going to look good on everyone. And taking a bit of that on the lower lash line, this is kind of a step that I wanted to elongate her eyes even more because Cynthia has these beautiful, beautiful eyes. So I thought, let's kind of exaggerate them and make this look all about the eyes. Next, I'm going to be taking a nude cream liner on the inner rims of her eyes. Again, also something I'm working on. And that pretty much completes the eyes for now. I'm going to be creating a soft contour. This is the Nudies Tinted Blur Stick. And I'm going to be applying that on the forehead, the cheekbones, jawline, chin, and nose. So basically contouring, but this is going to give a very light wash of color because It's a tinted product, so it's really going to blend like a dream and just leave behind a very faint hint of color. And I'm going to be blending that in with a fluffy brush and buff it in. Now Cynthia is very, very fair, but she has a bit of these yellow undertones, as you can see on her body. So I'm just mimicking that on the face. And after I'm done blending everything in, I'm going to be taking a concealer. This is actually one of my all-time favorites. I love this Beauty Blender Bounce Concealer. I don't talk about it a lot, but I use it pretty much every day in real life. And I'm taking a very light color. This is one that I'm giving to Cynthia, so I'm using it directly onto her skin. And it's quite a thick concealer, but it blends out beautifully. It covers really, really well. I love blending it out with a beauty blender or a brush, but right now I'm using a beauty blender and just tapping it in and pushing it into the skin. So underneath the eyes, on the chin, and basically anywhere where I really want to highlight, bring forward. And for a bit of pinpoint concealing, I'm taking the Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage Concealer, one of my favorites for pinpoint concealing. For cream blush, I'm going to be taking the Honest Beauty Cream Blush, one of my all-time favorites. This formula is really, really beautiful. I am still kind of hunting around for the rest of the colors, but I love it. And this works really well on Cynthia's skin tone. It is this kind of bronzy peachy rose. So I'm applying that pretty high up on the cheeks and then bringing it in to warm up the face, because I did go quite light on the concealer because I wanted that extra brightening effect. So I'm making sure to really bring it in to add more color. Down the bridge of the nose, on the tip of the nose, and a bit on the chin. And this is where blush really just lifts the face and adds more warmth and just kind of unifies everything. And with a bit of cream bronzer, I'm taking the Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer. I'm just placing that on the temples and anywhere else where I need just a bit of extra bronzing, because that tinted cover worked really well, but it was very, very, very light. For loose powder, I'm taking the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. This is the new one they released. I love it. I haven't stopped using it. It comes in so many colors, and I love that it kind of neutralizes and brightens depending on what color you pick. Such a good product. No flashback. I love it. So I'm placing that basically all over the center of the face. And then taking my Beautopsy palette again and mixing a bit of tan and real, which is the gray, to create a contour shade, and going in underneath the tip of the nose and on the tip of the nose to really just, create that contour that I love on the nose, a bit underneath the lip to make it look fuller, and you're good to go. For a powder blush, I'm taking this Dior blush, which is so interesting because as soon as I put it on her cheeks, it had a kind of lavender purple highlight in it, which I think added a really interesting look to this. So you'll get to see it as I apply it on this cheek. So it has this lavender shift that works really well with that bronze eye. And, it's just something different that's subtle, but it's still there. For brows, Cynthia has amazing brows. So I'm just taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze and just running that through the brows, pushing them all the way up, and then just kind of brushing them in places where I need. And it's just super easy to use, and I can manipulate the hairs where I want them to be. And then with a bit of the brow pen, I'm just going to apply a tiny bit of strokes where I need it, so mainly on the tail end of the brow. Next, I'm going to be taking my palette again with a liner brush and just dipping into all the browns and accentuating her beauty marks. And I think this really makes the skin look very realistic, and I just really like this trick. I like when beauty moles and marks show through, and I never want to cover them. So just take the time to kind of locate all of them, and you can fake a few if you have a breakout. It's a great idea to turn a breakout into a beauty mark. And I'm taking a bit of that brown on the inner corners to really kind of elongate them inwards, and this adds that smokiness to the eyes. And applying mascara as well. For highlighter, I'm taking the Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow Highlighter in the shade Crystal Nebula, and I'm going to be applying that on the tip of the nose, the bridge of the nose. Applying that with a brush and tapping it in with my fingers. And this gives such a beautiful highlight. This is the first time I use it. I really, really like it. And I'm going to be applying that on the Cupid's bow and the chin And with the Beauty Blender, I'm taking that on the forehead as well, just to add a diffused glow. For lips, I'm going to be lining her lips with a light nude pencil, and this is also something that I'm working on. I'm going to be just lining the entire lips and filling them in. And because I don't want it to be one flat color, I'm taking another lip color. And because I don't want it to be one flat color, I'm taking another lip liner that's quite darker and just applying a very thin layer to the outer edges strategically and cleaning around the lip with a bit of concealer. So after I've cleaned around the lip, I'm going to take a bit of lipstick and just blending and pushing it into the lips, sort of blending over the lip liner that I've done so that we don't have two weird colors floating around. You just want to cover those colors with a wash of lipstick. And now that I'm happy with that shape, honestly, I could have stopped here, but because Cynthia has more drier lips, I did want to add a bit of a gloss. This is the Fenty Beauty Fussy Gloss Bomb. And applying that with a brush starting on the center and blending it outwards. And it adds a beautiful shine. I mean, I love these glosses. They're my favorite glosses. And that basically completes the look. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I think it's a very, very easy, achievable look. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. We did a couple more different variations of other looks that are on my Instagram and TikTok. One is a liner look and one is a more fun purple eye look that were kind of meant to be for TikTok and Reels. So head over there to check them out. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so you can see more of my videos and be notified whenever I upload. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye.